Hi, my name is Blais. This is an emergency management agency. Was a chief in New Haven for 5 years and Hudson fire chief for 10 years. Current director of emergency management now for the good state of Massachusetts. And we're going to talk about our goals moving forward. Emergency management is a team effort. And I would like to begin by having some quick videos to show. About what it's like to be a team.
To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. No shortcuts. If you look at all my teammates here tonight, it would be impossible to find better examples of men who embody that work ethic, integrity, purpose, determination, and discipline that it takes to be a champion in life. To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. No shortcuts. If you look at all my teammates here tonight, it would be impossible to find better examples of men who embody that work ethic, integrity.
As Tom Brady said it best, as only he can, as the all-time winning football player, 7-time Super Bowl champion. It's coming together and doing your best and working together as a team and willing to put in everything that other people aren't willing to get you even further and reach our goals. I think together as a state and a team, we'll be able to accomplish that goals. Quote line from Al Pacino, you know, when you get old in life like I now am, things get taken away from you. That's a part of life. But only you learn that when you start losing stuff, you find out that life is a game of inches. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us apart for that inch. We claw with our fingernails to get that inch, because we know when we add up all those inches, that's going to make the difference between winning and losing, and living and dying. We need to come together as a team to accomplish all our goals and work together to make this state safe for everyone. Our goals and vision for the next 5 years: emergency management, effectiveness during emergency incidents, effectiveness of specialized teams during disasters, fire department's role in emergency medical services, EMS, during disasters, developing partnerships in the private sector with elected officials and local public safety and emergency responses, working with state and federal agencies, plans and methods for coordinating wildland, firefighter, and mutual aid, current and emerging trends that impact emergency response, and finally, training, professional development, and methods for preparing first responders and other firefighters. These are only 8 categories, but it's important that we pay attention to everything. Emergency management, that is what we do. That's what we're all here for. Effectiveness of specialized teams during disasters, our task force, our strike force, our dive teams, our RIT teams, all need to be able to work together and come together to handle certain situations. What does the fire department do in medical emergencies and disasters? Are we there to shut down roads? Are we there to treat patients? Are we doing everything we can? Are we organized to make sure that everyone is on the same page and help out during this emergency? Developing partnerships in the private sector with elected officials and local public safety, that's on all of us. We all have to have good communication with everyone and work together. Working with state and federal agencies, that's the big picture. That's what we're all here for. That's what everyone in this room does. Plans and method for coordinate wildland, firefighter, and mutual aid. We all know what's going on out west, and more is coming around here in the east. We have to be prepared for it to only get worse and not get better. We want to get ahead of things, not behind things. Current and emerging trends that impact emergency response. Is it safer to go lights and siren to every single call? So maybe we not always respond as fast as we possibly can and take a couple extra seconds to clear up the roadways. It's something that we have to consider in every situation. Current emerging trends that impact emergency response. Training, professional development, and methods for preparing first responders and other firefighters for future disasters. If you're not trying to get better, you're getting worse. So we got to figure out our training for everyone to get better. And we'll go into a little bit of a breakdown in each one of these. Emergency management, effectiveness during emergency incidents. So we need rapid situational awareness. That's when everyone gets on scene, they're looking around, they're all working together. Who's in charge? Who are we taking orders from? What are our duties? Every crew needs to know their role on every situation. Who's the tech guy on the truck? Who's the guy coming in with the defib? What's the lieutenant or captain's role? Clear communication. We all have to be using the same lingo. Make sure we're all on the same radio page, channel. We need good communication, good lingo, all throughout every department, all throughout the entire state. Efficient resource allocation. We need to not waste stuff. We need to make sure that the right money is going to the right things. If it's smarter to have more on our uptown engine versus our downtown engine, then we need to allocate the resources there because that's the truck that's getting more calls. And coordinated response. We need to not have people jumping calls and jumping situations. Everyone needs to know what the plan is. Everyone needs to be on the same page. It should be routine, working through state by state, town by town, city by city, department by department. One department in one section of the town shouldn't be acting any differently than a department at the lower side of the town. It doesn't matter if they're busier or not. They all need to be on the same page. And we all have to understand, we got to adaptability and flexibility. Situations can change. Anything can change at a moment's notice. If an ambulance needs another guy on a truck, take a firefighter, put him on the truck, adapt to the situation. If you got to call for life flight, call for life flight. If life flight doesn't work, get the person on the ambulance, call for an ALS intercept if you have to. But you got to be adaptable and flexible. Effectiveness of specialized teams during disasters. All right, so specialized teams like medical disaster teams or search and rescue units can be highly effective during disasters due to their focused training, specialized equipment, and ability to rapidly respond to specific needs, significantly improving the chances of saving lives and mitigating damage when compared to a general response team. However, their effectiveness is contingent on proper coordination, integration with the response efforts. So everyone needs special teams from time to time. If you have someone that is possibly drowning in the lake or in an ice rescue, call on the dive team. Don't hesitate. If we don't end up needing them, it's better to have them than not need them. If someone's trapped in a hole, activate the tech rescue team. Get them there. If you don't need them, you don't need them. But it's better to have the proper trained and educated individuals there to help when you need the help. The fire department's role in emergency medical services during disasters. Mass casualty management. What's the department doing? Is it helping sort through people? Is it providing medical services? Is it treating people? Is it moving people? What are we doing here? We need to know through the incident command what role of each department is there. But mostly we're there to help keep things safe, keep the ground safe, keep the area clean, and get people treated. Hazardous materials expertise. That's why we have a state hazmat team. Hopefully every department has a few guys on the hazmat team, where everyone should be at least awareness level trained on hazmat. Community outreach and preparedness. Social media. Use social media. Get news out there. Let the people know what's going on, what can go on, what could happen. Important considerations, training level. Like I said, everyone should be at least hazmat awareness. Everyone should at least be an EMT basic. We need to get our departments up to snuff. Mutual aid agreements. Everyone's got to work together. We need solid agreements. and stick by them. Run cards. This is who we call first line, second line, third line. Communication and coordination is key. Chiefs and heads of departments should be meeting at least once a month, even if it's on a Zoom call, to talk about their coordination and their communication. Developing partnerships in the private sector with elected officials and local public safety and emergency response agencies. Partnerships between the private sector and public safety agencies can be developed through a variety of strategies, including the use of a whole community approach, public-private partnerships, and the National Response Framework. Whole community approach involves a variety of organizations, including government, nonprofits, faith-based organizations, and private businesses. This ensures that all perspectives are considered. It can help stabilize communities and restore services. We all need to have partnerships with every local facility. There has to be communication. The government of the town needs to work together with the fire, the police, the EMS, and we need to work with all these communities within our town. Working with state and federal agencies. Working with state and federal agencies can involve working on programs, implementing mandates, and collaborating across levels of government. There are programs for this. There's collaboration and there's employment. Town hall or city hall needs to be able to work with the fire department, the police department, EMS, and all come together and have agreements on how we're going to talk and work with the state. There shouldn't be one group talking to the other group and the other group talking about the other group to the other group. It all needs to be laid out plain and simple. Plans and methods for coordinating wildland, firefighting, and mutual aid. Mutual aid agreements. Like we said, you have a big wildland fire, don't hesitate, start using your run card, but we need to know what's happening. If City A calls City B to come help them on scene, who's now covering City B? We shouldn't be shooting from the hip. We should know, all right, B calls D, E covers C. What's the situation? Who's responding? Who's covering stations? What are they bringing? We need to use the National Incident Management System. If you're on a large scale, there needs to be an incident commander. There needs to be logistics liaison. There needs to be all levels of the NIMS system so we can handle this large scale incident. And geographic management areas, who's where? Is this district, this district? Are we sending more people over to District 14 from District 15? What does the run card and the plans say? Methods for coordinating mutual aid and wildland firefighting, pre-positioning strike teams, incident management teams. Do we know who's on each team? Are they ready? Do we have a wildland team that's ready to come in and get going? Current and emerging trends that impact emergency response. Current emergency trends impact emergency response include increased reliance on technology like AI and data analytics. We need to know where and possible what will happen, where and when. What's the best method? Where's the most likely cause? We need to have this all planned out, come together, work as a team. That's what I want to see happen. Real-time situational awareness through sensor networks and social media. We need to get that all covered. We need to all have the same game plan, the same communication, everything working together. Now here's the big one. Training, professional development, and methods for preparing for first responders and other firefighters for future disasters. What are our advanced firefighting techniques? Search and rescue options, incident command system, mass casualty management, disaster preparedness planning. We need to have training on this monthly. There's so much that the Fire Academy can offer. If I'm paying a firefighter to go take a course, that's only a benefit to this great state. What really needs to happen is everyone needs to come together as a team, and we need to be organized, and we need to be trained. Obviously, we need to be professional. If we can do all of that together, come together as a team, I believe we can make this state the safest state in the country. We have the Massachusetts Fire Academy, which is amazing. We have district organization already. We get strike teams together. We get task force together. We will be able to handle any disaster situation. And if we have to call in more help, we call in more help. There's no pride in the emergency game We do what's best for everyone and all the people in this great state of Massachusetts. Thank you, everyone.